Morning, very rainy morning today here in Melbourne after having such warm weather. Bit humid, cloudy. Sitting here thinking, posing a question to you today. One of the other things that I talked about to residents yesterday was about immigration. So one of the questions that was posed was, if they're letting all these people in, especially into Victoria here, shouldn't that be bringing more money in, and shouldn't that be making our lives easier? That was the question that was generally posed. And I asked this person to have a think about why. Why do you think the government's turned the tap on? And I mean turn the tap on. Millions of people being let into a country where we don't even have the infrastructure to help the people who actually live here, let alone letting in all those new people. And one of the questions I posed to him was, I think it's quite valid to realise that Victoria, especially, well, most of Australia, let's face it, has been on a downward trajectory for quite a while now. And you only need to look at your cost of living expenses to know that. Your dollar doesn't go as far. People are having trouble putting food on the table, keeping a roof over their head. So I said to him, well, the question would then be, do you think that maybe they're turning the tap on to hide that fact? Like bringing all those people in and bringing that money in that goes in with them is hiding the fact that our economy is not doing very well at all, that we're already in a recession, probably going into a depression, but it's being hidden and the figures are being fudged because the government's bringing all these extra people in. So it's just purely political. They're coming up to an election soon, the Labor federal government, and it wouldn't be good for them, would it, if they actually showed how badly the economy is going because they've spent so much. So that'd be one way of putting it. And then he also asked a question, because he's one of those people that he migrated here just like my parents did. They worked really hard to build a life for themselves and to buy a house and then to even get an investment property, and then having trouble paying the land tax on them. So this person's not very happy at all, and he's not understanding how all these people are getting in and receiving all this help from the government for not doing anything. They're questioning that fact. I think a lot of people are thinking about those scenarios at the moment, and that how incredibly unfair it really is. There really is only political, and you aren't allowed to question it either, because if you question any of these decisions that this government's making, they label you a racist. Even though all these people that were speaking were all migrants and migrants' children. So no, it's not racist to question what the government's doing. This decision that they've made is badly and negatively impacting our economy and making our lives harder. And the government, their job is to collect our taxes and make our lives easier, not harder. So there's your pipe. Do something with that, because I'm at my wit's end trying to explain to people that none of this is altruistic. None of it. The government isn't doing it to be nice. They're doing it to cover their tracks because they've ruined our economy with the decisions, the policies that they've got, and all this new legislation that they've raised and all these new taxes that they're raising. And I find it hard to believe that there are people out there who are still saying they're doing a good job. They are not.